Hi friends, thanks for joining me for Sunday School today. I am so glad that you're here with me. Well, last week we learned about Thomas, and Thomas had questions about Jesus being alive. Well, did you know that Thomas was not the only one that had questions? Today, our Bible story is about a couple disciples talking about what had happened with Jesus as they were walking on the road. And they too had questions. Let's read our Bible story and see what the questions were and what happened. Today we're reading from the World Story Bible, lively Bible stories to inspire faith. On the road to Emmaus. This story is found in Luke chapter 24, verses 13 through 35. Do you really think Jesus is alive? Cleopas kicked a rock in the road. I don't know, his friend shrugged. The two men walked along the road to Emmaus. Somebody joined them as they walked. What are you talking about? The stranger asked. Cleopas sighed. Are you the only person in Jerusalem who doesn't know about Jesus? Who? The man asked. Jesus of Nazareth, our friend and teacher. He taught us all about God's love and forgiveness, Cleopas explained. He healed people. The religious leaders don't like him, so Jesus was killed on a cross. Let's look at our world, kids. I think I know who the stranger is. Moses. I bet it's Moses. Do you think it's Moses that's on the road with them? But today, Cleopas' friend interrupted, some woman went to the tomb of Jesus and it was empty. An angel told them that Jesus is alive. Is that possible? The stranger smiled and he taught them what the scripture said about God's Messiah. The three men walked together and they talked about Jesus the whole way. It was dark when they reached Emmaus. Please stay and eat with us, Cleopas said to the man. At supper, the man blessed the bread and broke it. Suddenly, Cleopas's eyes grew wide. He realized who the man was. It was Jesus. Jesus smiled at them. Then he disappeared. Jesus was here. Cleopas's heart pounded. He's alive, his friends shouted. They jumped up from the table and they raced back to Jerusalem that same night. They couldn't wait to tell the disciples that they had seen Jesus. They must have been in a hurry to run at night in the dark. I hope they brought a flashlight. Now, do you think if you dressed up in a disguise or something silly that your parents wouldn't recognize you? I don't know. I bet they would recognize you no matter what you look like. Let's see what our world friends thought about this story. Let's watch our video.
All right, class. Today we're going to talk about Jesus meeting two of his followers on the road to Emmaus.
Roxy, where is Emmaus?
Excellent question, Jax. Emmaus was a town located near Jerusalem. Two of Jesus' followers were walking there from Jerusalem after Jesus had died. But he wasn't dead for too long. That's right, Clara. After 3 days, Jesus rose from the dead.
Well, there you go. Jesus is risen. Case closed. Who's up for kickball?
Actually, Victor, it wasn't as simple as that. Jesus had risen from the dead, but not everyone knew that yet.
But the women went to the tomb and saw it, right?
But not everyone saw it. So there were a lot of rumors about what had actually happened. People weren't sure what to believe.
That's why the disciples had to explain it to people.
Oh, the disciples weren't certain either. So, 2 of Jesus' followers were on the road to Emmaus. They were trying to sort through everything that had happened when they met Jesus on the road.
Great. Mystery solved.
But they did not recognize him.
Wait, what?
They didn't know it was Jesus?
No.
Was he in disguise? Like a trench coat and beard, maybe?
I thought Jesus already had a beard. The story just says that they didn't recognize him and that they told him about what had happened to Jesus in Jerusalem.
So they told Jesus about Jesus without realizing it was Jesus?
Yes.
Do we know when glasses were invented?
And they didn't recognize him until Jesus broke bread with them at their house.
Did Jesus have a very special way of breaking bread? They were like, aha! I only know of one guy who tears into a loaf of bread like that.
According to the story, their eyes were opened and they recognized him. And then he disappeared. Oh, scary.
He didn't stay for dinner?
And he didn't explain why he did any of that?
There's a lot of things we don't know about this story. What do you all think it means?
Well, they walk and talk with Jesus, but don't know it's him. So, could it mean that we won't always know that Jesus is with us, even though he is?
Or maybe it's about walking with Jesus in our lives, just like the 2 followers did? Those are both really good thoughts on the story, you two.
I'm pretty sure it's Jesus telling them to get their eyes checked. But okay, Roxy, which one of us is right?
Oh, there isn't a right answer to this story. I don't know for certain what it means. I just wanted you all to think on it.
Okay, but if you had to say one of us was more right than the others, it would probably be...
Victor, that's not...
She said Victor! Yes! Victory for Victor! Bam, 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 bam,
Wow.
bam.
I appreciate your enthusiasm, Victor.
Victor, 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 Victor.
What do you think the story means? I don't think Victor is right. I don't think that the story means to go check your eyes. But I do think the other world kids had an idea. The idea that God is with us, even when we're not thinking about God or asking God questions. God is with us. God is with us when we're happy and when we're sad, when we're frightened, when we're excited. God is always with us. Well, I have a craft for us to make. I have a little friend right here. Can you see? It's my happy little caterpillar. But sometimes a caterpillar will go and make a chrysalis, right? And that caterpillar isn't a caterpillar any longer. Our caterpillar turns into a butterfly. I just had our guy rolled up here and he turns into a butterfly. Now you may see the same caterpillar has been transformed into a butterfly, and you might not recognize the caterpillar that you had seen earlier in the summer or spring. So I thought this was a good way to remember our Bible story, that sometimes we don't always recognize Jesus, but Jesus is with us and Jesus is in our hearts. So I thought you could add some color to your butterfly and some shapes, because they say the same shape is on both sides. And maybe I can add this and this. How would you make a butterfly? We'll make something creative and help you remember the story that we learned today. All right, my friends, thanks for visiting me, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.